I wanted to show you something pretty cool today. So I've shown you the say command before, and I think you've seen this, where you can just type in say and
Hello there.
just get a voice. And you can specify specific voices with that if you wanted to. Now what I've done here is if I now do say and specify a specific voice, which I've called Lee 1, and I type this and hit enter. Oh, helps if I put in lowercase v.
This is me talking, but not really.
So you hear that? That's me, right? That's so weird. So yes, you can actually program your Mac to speak in your own voice, right? So how do I go about doing this? Well, first step is I'm going to go down to the system settings, which I can do from up here, system settings, and then I'm going to go into accessibility. I'm going to go down to personal voice, and here inside personal voice, what this is meant to do is that this is meant for those people who perhaps are losing the ability to speak through illness or disease or whatever else, and so they want to preserve their voice so that they can speak somewhat naturally using their computer or phone. Okay, so what we do is that we can use this ourselves. Okay, so we can say create a personal voice. Then as we go through, it's going to ask us first of all to name the voice. So in this case, because it's the second voice I've created, it's going to name it as number 2. And then it's going to do a sound check. Once it's established that there's not too much background noise or anything like that, it will allow us to continue. What it does then is that it asks us for 150 phrases that we're going to read. And then the microphone's going to pick that up. And then in the background, the Mac, using like the built-in artificial intelligence chip and so forth, is going to basically take those phrases, pick out the distinct attributes of my voice, and then create a unique voice for me to use on the computer. Okay, so you can see I cancelled out and it still says I have 150 phrases left to record, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do that because I already have a voice that I've created. You can also set it up to share that voice across multiple devices. So if you want to use the same thing with your phone or iPad, you absolutely can. So yeah, that's essentially how you do it. Now, to use this with the say command in terminal, this is not something which you can enable by default. In fact, I had to go and find a bit of a hack in order to do this. So I'm going to put this link in the YouTube video description. But essentially, what it needs you to do is to create a file called mysay.c in this case. Copy and paste the contents of this into that file, and then you're going to run this command right here. Okay? Once you've done that, it's going to create an executable file that you just run. It will then pop up a little warning like this, saying that you're trying to allow terminal to access and use your personal voice. Right, and then all you have to do is hit OK, and that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Yes, this is coding, but you don't have to have any coding knowledge just to follow these instructions. And again, I'll post a link to this in the YouTube description. All right, and then yeah, all I can do is I can then do. I've named the voice as Lee 1.
And that's it for today's episode. Come back for more later.